Ep.3. It's been a while because, viruses and whatnot.
Virus season.
We have Rocky here now.
Yeah, and we've moved,
A lot has happened.
we've moved locations. We're in a different house now.
We're in Las Vegas, baby.
Yeah, I mean, we moved from our previous apartment to a house now.
With a bunch of people.
Yeah, it's pretty solid. We have 3 other roommates. I'm not gonna call them out. Yeah, we'll wait to introduce them when they show up.
When they want to.
Yeah, if they
When
want
they want to be seen.
Yeah, we never know.
Man,
But
we're a mysterious bunch sometimes.
Yeah.
dude, yeah, I mean, I just got back from California, so I'm just kind of getting back into the groove of being home.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've gotten my med card since last time we were here, so that's pretty sweet.
Yeah,
now I have an excuse, and I
Man,
can talk about it publicly without it being an issue.
and I'm just back, fucking living life, We're coming off our 6-month damn near lockdown. When did you guys leave Vegas? I left mid-March.
I left
at the end of March, or I left when we had spring break.
I left
I was gonna go back to New Hampshire to stay.
I was gonna go back too. No, I know both of you were going back.
I was gonna come back, and I didn't come back.
Like
March 23rd or something, shit like that.
It was like
the third week in March or something.
Something like that. Here, hold on. March, because I came back March 13th, I think. Yeah, our spring break was March 16th through the 20th, I think. And then that's the day that I decided. The day that I was already supposed to go back for spring break already. But then that day I decided, I was like, you know what, fuck it. I'm moving back home today. And then fucking I had to come back to get all my stuff, obviously. Because I left it all in the room. But dude, I remember that day where I was just like, yeah, bro, I'm leaving today. And then everyone was just like,
we're all fucking leaving.
Yeah.
No, because that was people were still gonna be staying in dorms.
Yeah.
No, because it's because we didn't know that they were kicking us out yet.
Oh yeah.
Because at that time
we were at our
it was your conscious decision to exit.
Yeah, no, that was
situation.
me. That was me talking to my mom, just being like, I'm coming home. There's just too much going on.
Oh yeah, totally.
No, dude,
I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Do y'all remember how crazy it was back in March and shit?
Dude,
I remember being, because you guys went home way before I did.
No, dude,
I
didn't see y'all, bro. I remember I was supposed to tap in, but it's I never got around to it.
When it first started happening, my bioanthropology teacher was just trying to explain how we would handle going online if we did that for the rest of the semester. And some girl was just yelling about it and didn't understand, was complaining in the middle of class, and everyone was just laughing. They're trying to help us. All he's saying is, because it was an if at that point.
Yeah.
And he was just saying, if we go online, I want to show you now.
No, right? No,
because he was showing us way beforehand.
No, because you remember they told us they were okay, we'll have a decision by this day. But then literally the next day they were just oh, okay, you're going fully virtual. And that's when I called my mom. That was when it was okay, go time. I'm coming back home for sure. Pack your fucking bag.
And when you guys went all virtual, CSN not even was on their spring break, but they didn't send anything.
Dude,
so
yeah, you guys are still...
Yeah, I was in back in my apartment for maybe the first 4 or 5 days after Cole left, and then
When did you go back?
When we went first,
we left pretty much at the same time, right?
Yeah, I think.
And
I
then
left,
you were in the apartment alone, or no?
I left the 14th.
Well, I was at the apartment for a couple days, and then Keith, because Keith initially messaged me and said hey, if you want to come stay with us, you're more than welcome. And I said, well, I should be okay, especially because I was I'm not going to have complete freedom in a sense, to what I can do.
You can't do what you want to do.
Yeah, so I was on the fence about it, and then I spent a couple days there, and I was like, you know what, this kind of sucks. I'm gonna be with people as much as I can.
People, period.
Yeah. So for that first while, I mean, I just was shacked up.
Dude,
and
I remember just being shacked up.
Yeah, the mentality was so different at the beginning. It was grab all the toilet paper, grab all the hand sanitizer.
I was so scared, bro.
Do you remember when you first got back to the house in New Hampshire and for a month it was don't go anywhere?
Yeah, for the first my dad.
No, dude,
after a while we narrowed it down, I told you, by we told my friend Mike and I were we're not gonna do anything for 2 weeks, and then we'll know it's okay to hang out.
Yeah.
Kind of shit.
Because it's bro, me, my parents, because especially because it was just me and my parents for the most part. Because my brother just stayed at the frat house for the most. He was stupid for going back and forth. Because he went back and forth from home in the frat house, which is stupid. He shouldn't have done that. Period.
That's wild.
But fucking but like it was just me and my parents for the most part, and like we were strict. Like me and my mom, like we packed up on food, like because we didn't know.
You guys needed that way more than we did because it was not a problem. Like, remember I was saying we had an aunt that lives in Huntington Beach.
Oh yeah, no,
we were mailing her stuff from New Hampshire.
It was bad in the city.
It was not a problem.
But I will say, like San Francisco was like, because San Francisco was the first one to initiate a lockdown.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, dude, I remember that. San Francisco was the first one, because I remember when we first like got the notification, like, okay, like we're going on lockdown, bro, and I was just like, huh? We're going on because like this is like the first time we've experienced something like this.
Well, I mean, it's the first time in the modern age that we've had to experience something like
exactly.
The last time was the Spanish flu in 1918 or some shit.
Yeah, and well, there wasn't there.
Don't quote me on that because I could be very fucking wrong.
No, they had there was polio, and then
I mean, like I remember there being pictures in the Spanish flu though. They were wearing masks and shit. People had signs that say wear a mask or go to jail.
No, I understand that, but I'm saying like in terms of
some of them.
I'm talking of epidemic.
No, because that's
pandemic. Last, I think it was like polio within the United States, and
remember, remember there was.
What was there was another one. It was
there was H1N1. There was because
there's always a flu. Dude, you know what I mean? There was the swine flu. There was the bird flu that came by.
You remember
that's the difference.
There was Zika virus. You remember Zika virus?
Well, that was most. I'm talking like everywhere. You know what I mean? I'm not. I mean, because I know the United States. With polio, I don't know if it was bigger.
Ebola, bro.
But everybody had polio. It wasn't just. It wasn't just the United States. It was a big problem.
No facts.
Even monkeys were getting it.
That's crazy. AIDS.
Well, I mean, that was, to me, I don't know if you can consider HIV as, well, because it's not like everybody can get this virus, and like, if you come in contact with someone, it's pretty much a done deal.
Right.
But you have to transfer fluids and stuff like that. Right. With an AIDS patient.
Right.
I mean, even that story with fucking Steve-O, where he was like, I went to, I was watching his podcast the other week, and it was like he did cocaine off of this guy's desk. And he was talking about like when the dude injects or whatever, because it was like either injected heroin or cocaine, I think he said, and it kind of the blood sprays. And he said it got on the table, and when he did the coke, there was definitely some blood in there, but the blood was dried and it can't, it dies. There's nothing living in there. So, but if someone had COVID and they touched their face and coughed or something, and then touched like a razor blade, and he touched that would
people in my math class, bro.
Dexter with the dried blood.
Dude, people in my math class, bro, literally be sitting next to each other.
Dude,
he said when they were in Cali, no one was wearing fucking masks.
I went down. I mean, because it was even risky for us to go down to the beach in general.
But like, we're in school, dog.
Well, I mean, like you're talking masks. I'm talking a lot of people. Like, it wasn't even like the beach was different.
I'm not even surprised because I know how they are.
Well, I'm just saying like
context and like the environment.
Oh no, I understand that, but I'm saying
I know what you mean though. Like, because you have to understand, like, majority of the COVID cases in California were in like LA County, like Orange, all that.
Well, it's just that I was so shocked because I mean, coming from the East Coast, I always assumed the mentality in California was everybody was liberal, and not, I mean, not that was a bad thing.
No.
If you don't do your research, everyone back home is led to believe it's just
that's just the stereotype.
No, I know that.
Southern California,
I just know that like everyone back home, that's kind of like the stereotype. That's what's presented to us.
It's like
and like a lot of the people there that I met were very right, like Trump supporters, and it was just
let's get that. That's why I fucked that dude.
Well, obviously, I mean, we don't even have to talk about
I just don't know if we made a statement.
No, dude, the first time
ever.
In 100
well, I mean,
175 years.
It's for them to literally lay it down in facts and say it's a literal fact
life
that
or death.
Him denying evidence and science has caused a direct impact on the United States. But I'm saying, like, for someone to just come out and have that much reputation behind
the problem, that's what I'm saying, is the crazier part is that they will do this, and it can be someone like Scientific America or some other crazy institution or some crazy smart person who has a history of being knowledgeable, not just because they're smart.
Yeah.
And people will still go,
well, of course you can't change everybody's mind, but for me it's a really big big statement to come out and say that's a fact that he has caused damage. Like it's has anybody ever had to say that about a president?
I mean, they probably could.
I know, but like I'm saying, like, has it ever been?
They just haven't felt the need to before.
That's what I'm saying. Like they never. It was not something that was like
so crazy.
It almost stayed in its own world. Like it was like you can acknowledge that was a stupid decision, but that's politics. You know what I mean? Like But it's to a point where it's not even politics anymore. It's directly affecting us. If you're not, super into it.
He's the president of the United States, bro. If he was a businessman, who cares what he does?
No, I know, but I'm saying
he's the leader of
our nation. He represents kind of what we stand for. At least the head
just
for it,
who we are in the world, bro. Just who we are in the world.
I was saying that from the beginning. It's
totally.
Ridiculous.
It's absurd.
We have a big bumbling clown at the head of our country, making everyone else think we're a bunch of
it's just like I'm saying.
I'm not trying to say he hasn't done stuff, because I know there's 3 things he did right. I can't think of right now.
Well, no,
he didn't. It doesn't outweigh.
One of the major things that he did was people were saying he did stuff for the economy, but anybody who says that within the first 2 days of COVID hitting, the economical repercussions of this situation, every gain he made.
His whole thing now is we have the best economy. He's saying this now. He's we have 9 million something jobs and shit. Dude, what he doesn't mention is the 20 million jobs we lost.
Dude,
bro.
that's what I'm saying.
If you look at it,
it's really weird the way that it's being handled.
The poverty. What is it? I think I saw a poll the other day. Don't quote me on the statistic, but it said I'm pretty sure it said it's 18 to 30-year-olds. It's a big margin of unemployed. That's a big something that hasn't happened in a while.
What was it? Hold on, I forgot. Fuck.
It's okay. Maybe we can use this as a segue to move from political stuff.
Yeah, let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. Let's stop ourselves.
I was just gonna say he's anytime the jobs go up, he's I'm doing good, but it's you need an established pattern of it happening for more than just a singular month.
Yeah, well, I mean, it would need to be consistent for it to be something you could say this was. It's whenever they look at trends in a market, they don't look here's this little bump and there's our we're going up. It has to be progressive.
If and when he loses, bro, the stock market's gonna go.
Well, I'm scared because honestly, the thing that confuses me at the beginning, and I hate to get back into this whole conversation, but
do we just want to leave that?
The one thing that I was thinking about the other day, and it's not so much a political view at all, it's more so just an observation. It was people's concerns about Bernie Sanders initially was he's too old, he'll die in office, but I never felt like his age bared in on what he was doing. Whenever he went to his, what do you call it? They're rallies and stuff like that.
The way that it does with Joe Biden.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Joe Biden, you can see it. He says he stutters or he doesn't. He loses his mind. He loses train of thought. Or it's I feel the same concerns that people had with Bernie, they should have had with Biden. But at this point, your options are so limited.
I'm not saying by any means Biden is good or anything like that, and I'm not saying he hasn't
the lesser of two evils. It feels like the last election.
Not even that, but I'm just saying his you also have to realize would you really think yes, he's not the same, he's obviously lost a step or two, and it's you could see it, it's obvious, no one's denying that, but at the same time he's the way he speaks for the most part, I can't speak like that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We at least need someone who's politically competent. Right, so if we can have at least Joe Biden,
he knows what he's doing, and he knows enough to put the people around.
That's what I'm saying.
He's going to be the president. He's going to be the president that's going to be known because he's going to delegate everything, bro.
Well, the only thing, if he gets, hopefully, if and when he gets elected, he at least will be there to either pick up the pieces of Trump's absolute mess, or be the president who went down in a stressful ball trying to deal with the repercussions of this entire pandemic and dealing with the nation. But I think honestly, this is just this is maybe this me being a wild, it's just dumb conspiracy theories if you can call it that. But what if they played it in a certain chess game almost, where Kamala Harris is running mate, right? Mm-hmm. Could maybe they just assume that Biden was gonna die, so when she gets, she'll be next in line to be the president. And we'll have our first female president,
right? And then fucking dude, what?
It's just if he dies, it's just a waiting game.
Me and Cole were talking earlier, things will get better.
Hopefully,
no. But we just we just need all these old heads to get out.
Oh, I mean, I
once
think it'll
they're
be
out,
a situation
where
once certain laws will definitely get passed more so than they did now, because we'll have people who are hopefully you're talking, for me, I'm thinking 15, 20 years when we're all people who are in their 20s now maybe will be way more clear-headed and mature enough to understand how things went now how things should be and not make the same mistakes as those in the past. But I feel like that's every generation, isn't it? Right. They all just view each other and they're like, well, those guys sucked. I mean, it's different, you know. It's like people in the...
Someone's making fun.
Huh?
Someone's making fun.
California was really beautiful.
Throw a fucking boomerang at that, but...
You know what was really funny? When I first got into California, those like weird shrubs and bushes and all that shit, like when you first cross over the border and get like a little bit into it, is
like the whole thing that still looks like Nevada.
That's how I thought Nevada was gonna look.
Dude,
no, not
all of that and shit still looks like Nevada though.
No, do you know what I'm talking about? You're like
it's hella desert when you shoot.
No, it's
how far?
Like pretty close to Barstow. Like I'm like talking.
Wait, did you see the big fucking?
No, before Barstow.
Did you see the big fucking sunlight focusers that go onto the fucking?
Yes.
That shit was wild, right?
Yeah, this is insane.
I looked at the fucking light from like fucking 50 miles out or some bullshit, and I was like, what is that light?
Know, right?
I've seen that.
When we got to it, I was like, yo, what the fuck?
I've driven to Vegas.
We don't have the amount of. I was telling Nate, like, we drove by this huge open area, and I was like, oh, that'd be fun to drive your truck on. And I was just thinking about it. I was like, there's just not nearly that much land, let alone flat land.
No, dude, when we drove to Barstow, Cole was saying the exact same thing.
Everything's like this.
Yeah, so
it's all bumpy.
When you go through certain areas and like,
sure, people have been in New England there.
Like that area with the runaway ramp for the trucks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like when you start to gain or lose elevation, like that just doesn't happen all too much in New Hampshire. You're all pretty much like it happens, but it's
not. Have you been on Kangamangas?
No, I'm not talking about that. It's more so like
you say? Kangamangas Highway.
Going in between like a
Kangamangas.
Like you can't drive from like
What's Kangamangas?
The Kangamangas is a highway that's it's just like a scenic highway that
goes through the
and it has a bunch of stops.
We have Skyline.
It's just
like the highway one.
Yeah, but
no, dude, it's all along the coast.
This is just literally you're driving down a fucking mountain.
It's just because like right at the end of it, there's just a loop.
Kangamangas Highway.
Kangamangas.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where like right at the end there's just a big loop, so it's just a scenic route. You know what I mean? Like,
that might be one. I don't know.
But it would be awesome to do later in the fall because of the foliage and stuff like that. You wanna help me out there, bud?
Mm-hmm. What? Hit the thing out? So,
yeah, no, I mean
Among Us. That's funny. Haha.
Among Us. I tried it. Why do I feel like that? I've seen that game in the past. Like when I first saw that game, I feel like that was not the first time. Played? I don't know. Like, something about that game.
Only played one where you're on a spacecraft, but like you have jobs and shit.
No, I'm talking specifically the old dudes.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Like there's just something about the game that like gave me such a nostalgia trip. Like what I just something subconsciously in my brain. I
feel like I've seen it.
When I started seeing the memes, it didn't even like register in my mind that was a new thing. I was like, oh, I kind of remember that.
Yeah.
Something about my brain remembered that, and I don't know why.
It's not like it's called remembering.
No, I know, but what is it? One of those fucking what do you call it? Like the Berenstein Bears or like Berenstein Bears?
Oh, the Mandela effect.
Yeah, is it one of those things where we just Among Us just always was there and we kind of forgot about these little jelly bean boys?
I don't know. Yeah. Oh, the game I think has been out for 2 years.
What game?
Or it just got popular. Among Us. Let me check that.
Well, I mean, I just saw on the app the other day. They said it was announced that they're making a second one. They're like, we don't even know when it's gonna happen.
Bro, Nick Bosa officially out for the season.
Who?
Nick Bosa.
Yeah, it released in June 15, 2018.
Yeah, so I knew
it's been out for 2 years. It just became popular and a joke now.
I was gonna say because I remember seeing like the some of the memes a while back for like the death animations.
Okay, so you know how we're talking about that. This is popular game right now.
What?
Rocky.
What?
Among Us.
Yeah.
I was saying Unity went public today.
Yeah.
Look at the engine for the game.
Wait, Unity went public?
Yeah, so you can invest in them.
Oh, that's awesome.
You see what I'm saying?
Dude, you should invest. If you want to invest in something, invest in Unity. Yeah.
They just went public and they've been.
You can invest in Microsoft too because they just bought Bethesda.
They just bought Bethesda and ZeniMax for $7.5 billion.
That was called Unity Software.
Yes.
Yeah, but dude, seriously,
Microsoft it's developed by Unity Technologies.
I don't like. Sometimes market trends, they can be like how they are. Seriously, I feel like something might happen with Microsoft.
They IPO'd they went public on Friday.
Yeah, no, I was saying I was listening to a thing from Reuters the other day.
75.
Okay, so I was off by a few years. They were founded in 2004, and they're located in.
What are they?
It was guess where the headquarters is?
Massachusetts.
San Francisco. It started in. It started in Copenhagen, though.
Oh yeah. For the record, I am from San Francisco.
Well, you didn't say it though. You have to say it.
What?
Where are you from?
I'm from San Francisco.
No. Like, where are you from,
San
Rocky?
Fran.
If you saw someone who else was from.
Oh, I'm from the Sunset District.
No, God, the Bay Area.
Oh, I'm from the Bay Area.
Thank you.
Okay.
There is this ongoing joke that most people from the Bay Area let you know right off the bat they're from.
Oh,
like they don't say San Francisco.
I'm not gonna say her name, but like because what's her name said that.
No, I already thought that was funny. It was just funny to confirm.
That's the best part. We could say anything right now, and I could just do some. And like people will be like, "It's editing magic." It's like, no, I just fucking cut. Like,
no, you want to talk about something funny with confirming. This I was so happy this happened when I was in California. So our other roommate Nate, because I can say his name because he'll be on this at some point. Nate brought me down to California recently. That's what we were talking about earlier, and he introduced me to some of his friends. And I had asked everybody in the house who's a male whether or not they had ever experienced this thing where their testicles kind of twist up, like testicular torsion, where they twist up.
Yeah, no, because
or they
he was talking about that too. It's very common.
No, do you want to hear the funny part?
It's very common.
So when I was talking to this kid, I asked him, Isaiah, the big one. I was like, have you ever? Not only did he have it happen, but they actually got twisted when he was in his sleep at 2 a.m, and he had to have an ambulance come and bring him to the hospital. So not only did he believe me that was a thing, but it actually happened to him worse than it's happened to me. Because one time it happened to me and it actually went over, but I caught it like really quick on that something was wrong, and I managed to get it over. But that is a very scary feeling, man. It's not because you know something's wrong and it just feels so bad, and you're like, this is like the worst. Like I can't even like. I've been kicked in the balls before, and that shit hurts worse.
No,
Can we not talk about pain in that area?
Like a paper cut on the fucking. What's the
paper cuts are the worst.
No, on your dickhead, like in the urethra.
Stop!
What's that?
Stop!
What's this thing?
Oh, that thing.
What's that?
When you cut
frenulum, is that what it is?
Is it
frenulum?
Stop.
It's a frenulum.
Can we not?
Pretty sure. Paper cut cross frenulum. Or no.
Okay, bro, I'm good.
Horizontal.
I'm good off that now. Yeah.
Nah, dude, that's lovely.
Dude.
Can we yeah.
Did you guys see my story today where I posted my tattoo? The thing when
that was funny. I'm really I need to get tattoos. That is
tattoos.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's to a point where I honestly I thought I was gonna get a tattoo before COVID happened. Like I was really prepared to get a tattoo in January or February, and then everything went down. And I mean, I've gotten my nose pierced before I came out here in August, but that was after things had already. People started to get back. Yeah, people started to get back in the groove of things, and they kind of
who got the nose pierced for attention.
No, yeah, that was funny. Yeah. But no, I've wanted to get my nose pierced for a long time. I just always wanted.
Wait, when did you get that?
I got it like damn near like 2 or like a day before I came out here. Like I got it pierced with this girl that I met. And she was supposed to get a piercing with me too, but she ended up not getting it done. But I had asked this girl that I hung out with, Naomi, back home, if she wanted to go with me to get it done, because I wanted to get it done. And she was like, maybe, I don't know. And I was like, okay, well, I mean, I wasn't trying to make it like a date or something. I just someone to go with me, so I wasn't just alone. Because I mean, not that I wouldn't have done that, because it ended up actually being that way, where I had to go in alone because you had to like.
You know what I had before is
before you went in.
Yeah.
And I just sat in my car, and when I finally got in, it was just me and the table, and she did it like in 2 seconds, and that was it. But
it's fun.
I mean, it was more so that I just like it's cool to get stuff done with other people, because you're not just like I don't know. I feel like that would be kind of weird just to go out and get something pierced real quick by yourself. I mean, not that that's something that I don't think people have done. It's just maybe not for me.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna get something like that done, like a tattoo, I'd prefer to have someone with me so I can like. Moral support to know in the moment that wasn't entirely a stupid decision.
Right.
Come home with some stupid looking tattoo or piercing in a weird spot and wait for people to be like, oh, I mean, you may have wanted to think that through or get a second opinion. So, it's more so because of that. And I mean, it just kind of sucked because they couldn't actually be in the room with me. They had to wait outside.
Man. So, dude. So right now, once I throw out, dude, I'm just waiting on my mom to like, cause cause since my mom's like in the industry, like, she needs, apparently her company needs access to my statements and shit or whatever whenever I'm doing investing and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not gonna be investing on I'm not gonna be trading on fucking Robinhood anymore. I'm gonna be trading through Schwab, which is just another brokerage.
I used Fidelity when I was in middle school.
For real. Fucking, I think one of my homies uses TD Ameritrade, which is what a lot of people use, I guess. But like fucking, dude, Robinhood though, cause they don't take commission, so it's like, and you're allowed, and it's like, it's called fractional fucking.
Yeah, so I just was looking at that.
Cause you're allowed to put in like 20.
It just said you could do $1 on the Microsoft one right now, and if you look what Microsoft just
but
did.
It's like, wait, what did
because they bought Bethesda's ZeniMax for $7.5 billion.
What's Oracle looking like? Because Oracle just bought TikTok. So.
Wait, look at what ZeniMax looks like.
Didn't Microsoft buy TikTok? Or yeah.
TikTok. Look at ZeniMax.
ZeniMax?
Yeah.
Fucking dude. Oracle, yeah, dude.
What's up? Yeah.
Welcome.
Oh, I didn't want to.
Surprise guest.
Surprise.
We were just talking about you earlier, so it's good that you showed up.
Okay, so Nathan just walked in the room.
Hello, everyone. Sorry I wasn't here earlier.
He's Greg's sub.
He's Greg's sub.
He's our carer. He's technically the the owner of the house.
Greg's his dom.
Oh, well.
That's why I said you're Greg's sub.
I'm Greg's sub. I guess so. So,
what did you come in here to tell us?
Oh, nothing. I just want to hang out with y'all.
Okay.
Rocky's like, are you gonna leave or you have?
No, I thought he was doing like.
Oh no.
No, dude, that's what I was.
I can, dude. Earlier, I conformed to a fashion thing, or I guess more of a trend. I never thought I was gonna be a part of, but that was the TikTok the.
You already look like an e-boy.
Dude, it was weird. I didn't.
Rocky, look at ZeniMax.
How do you spell it?
Who suggested it? Was it you, Rocky?
Rocky. We were at a Vietnamese restaurant earlier, and Rocky suggested we made a TikTok out of nowhere.
And that was never something I thought I'd be a part of. I never really clicked with this stuff. Oh really? We're really popping, dude.
We got 42 views and we got 5 likes on this, boys.
Wait, let me see.
42 views and 5 likes.
Hey, what was the point?
There was no point. That's
just watch it.
Hashtag music lesson.
It was a Saturday Baby song. If it makes you happy.
It was a whole lot of choppers.
Go crazy.
You know what I'm saying? I just want to appreciate it for the thing it was, because that's something I never thought I'd be a part of.
We're gonna get copyright strike.
What can we say?
I'm gonna get a strike.
Oh, man, I look terrible. Look at how bad this is.
So I'm gonna go grab weed.
I don't care.
And I'll be right back. So I can get stoned during this.
But I don't need to get copyright strike.
Isn't
I'm
like
trying to talk over it? I get it. I understand. I just don't need a strike or something.
No, I know. I turned it down. We can find a way to get it out. Oh man, that is so weird. It's viewing myself on video.
Put the sound of a fucking gorilla screaming over that or something.
It's just one of those things
just,
that
put in a layer over it, or a fucking stampede of Karens.
You're Karen Cole.
It doesn't work like that.
Your name is Karen.
I just plugged in my 360. I'm so nostalgic hearing that turn on sound.
Dude.
I see.
Dude.
No, I was trying to. Yeah, so that was weird. I never thought I'd be a part. Me and kids my age have never clicked, and then you're talking to someone who doesn't like. I think I posted for the first time on Instagram in fucking 3 years or something like that.
Really?
I don't know. I just it's like whenever I look through my phone and I have less videos of things, because I always forget to take stuff. I always forget to take a picture or a video to capture the moment.
Shit, you end up getting backed up.
It's more like getting caught in the moment. I'm so caught up with trying to get shit done, or
lots of shit,
being in the moment. So I feel like I honestly forget to do stuff sometimes.
But wait, sponsor us. We talk about shit.
There's nothing wrong with being in the moment.
Oh no, totally. I'm just saying that's why I feel
what you're supposed to do.
Yeah. No, especially now, bro.
Oh, totally.
we're getting reminded every day that it's like don't take anything for granted.
Well,
were you reading an article about how like kids are like incapable of true solitude because they're like even if they're by themselves they still have their phone with them?
I mean, forgive me for not remembering the author's name, but I think it was called A Flight.
You are not forgiven.
Flight from Conversation. But it's pretty much just all about
Flight of the Conchords.
No, it's about how like people nowadays are. Their sense of solitude is jaded because being alone is not something that they're entirely ever used to because they have their phones. So being connected is when they're alone. Solitude with. Yeah. So even when it comes to stuff like being in the office, I think the one I thought was this was a really important piece of it that I really liked at least. But it was like people felt compelled to not interrupt people when they're on their phone, like checking their email.
Yeah.
Because they didn't want to interrupt someone, but it turned out that most cases it was just they didn't want to stop what they were doing. They didn't want to essentially interrupt themselves to go do something else. So
it wasn't about the other person.
They were just in our ability to focus in and out of things at like any moment. Someone could be talking to us and we could be like, listening to someone's opinion about like a movie, and then I'm like flicking through random videos of slime or something on Instagram. Right. And
I
it's
wonder
just,
if this shit is actually like altering people.
No, it totally is.
No, I mean like, cause like how like ADHD numbers are going up and shit. Like, what if it's not even ADHD anymore? What if just kids are just fucking spastic because the entirety of their existence at this point is like
6-second
force-fed, constant
I'm
nonsense.
saying like it's quick.
If the parent doesn't want to do their job, here's a fucking iPad.
I'm saying
YouTube, do your job. No,
it's quick
now
and fast, immediate satisfaction.
I'm not getting them like.
Dude, you don't know how mad the YouTube shit makes me. Like, don't plop your kid in front of the screen to do your fucking job. Just don't have the kid. Yeah, because then you make it hard for people like us that just want to watch YouTube. Because I can't listen to my favorite funny men say the bad words. Because you're letting your kid be on YouTube and be fucking taught by it. And everyone can upload to it. Anyone can. So they're going to find shit like that.
You know what I think YouTube should do is one of those things, kind of like...
It's not even that. Like, the thing is with that, too, is like... They've said it a billion times. They're like, we only have so many employees. We only have so many things that can scan these videos. There's like, isn't it like a million fucking videos in a second or some bullshit like that are uploaded?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
It's some stupid shit like that.
Like you can never watch all the videos on YouTube.
It'd be ridiculous.
Yeah.
So they've said it countless times. Like it would be ridiculous for us to keep track of it, and people just can't grasp that because they want to hold someone else accountable for their fuck ups.
Well, I'm just saying, like if they had kind of like a, if you said how old you were or something as a verification for having an account or something. They have that,
it's just easy to get around it.
Well, no, I'm just saying, I'm saying that then they can't.
The parent has to do their job and they
That's what I'm saying, that you can't hold the company accountable if there's like
preliminary setups or whatever. Game? So give this to your kid instead of Call of Duty. They'll be mad at you, but at least you'll be parenting.
Yeah.
Yeah, filters.
What? Yeah.
Okay, I'm just
water.
Is it still recording?
Yeah, it's just running.
Oh, okay.
What do you think?
I don't know. I didn't see the screen.
It's okay. I mean,
sorry, we're just rolling a couple of J's.
It's not okay at all. I don't appreciate it.
Fuck. Well, the stock market.
Didn't you had subjects you wanted? Wasn't it something you wanted to bring up earlier?
No, dude, I wanted to. Okay, bro, like, dude.
Well, you can just
like Cole was saying earlier, like that, like I have this mentality where it's like if I'm going to eat, the whole team's going to eat, and that's like facts, bro. Like, cause like what he meant was it's like something with this stock market thing. Like, I want all y'all to like share this with me because I know it's gonna benefit all of us, bro. And like I want all of us to fucking benefit off of this shit. Like, I'm not gonna fucking keep this information for myself. Like, I want all of us to. And like I was just saying, like that's always been like it's always been that mentality. Like, cause especially playing sports and shit, like you grow up with that fucking just like you don't just do it for yourself. You do it for the dude next.
Team mentality.
Yeah, dude, like I miss that shit so much. No cap. Like that's the biggest thing that I miss from like playing football and shit. Is just that like feeling of like you can count on someone.
Yeah, and that can even be, like I wouldn't say boiled down, but you could just like that's a basic human like need of connection. Like people.
No, that's facts. That's
people strive on that shit. You know.
That's what I studied.
No, I know. I'm just saying. Bro. Like, I mean, I feel like even like when it goes back to like, Neanderthals and like Homo sapiens and shit
that's
like
us.
that.
That's us.
But I'm saying like what in the past before we were like developed enough for like culture.
Yeah.
You have to go pretty far back for that.
Well, I'm saying that's what. Okay,
monkeys.
then,
they found chimpanzees had different cultures and different.
Oh no, entirely.
Like
I just meant in terms of like. In terms of modern. We were like in terms of hunter gatherers. Like the only reason we strived as a species is because we worked together. Otherwise, if we were all separate, there'd be no way we could survive.
Facts, bro.
So to in small situations like working in a group at work or like in a class, it's just by our nature to be group social animals.
It just sucks because you make it sound so simple, but obviously
Oh no, the complexities
the
of
thing
social interactions.
The difference is that it's not that. Like, because unless you have something that makes you antisocial, everyone wants to be social. The difference is who they choose to be social with.
Or, like, the effort they put into being social.
The effort, who they choose to be social with, if they choose to abide by the social protocols wherever they reside.
If they acknowledge those social protocols.
Because, I mean, like, something like autism can't help that.
Well, I'm not even talking like that. I'm just saying,
I'm saying that's one thing, whereas another thing would be to just
parents, I feel like.
Reject social norms for the sake of being a fucking twat.
Well, I just mean
just identifying with other people that are like that. So technically, you're not really doing anything by being a BS outcast because you're still identifying with a bunch of people.
I think about how the parents raise the kids. Like if they reinforce the idea of like making friends. No, I know, but I'm just saying like
it's case to case.
I feel like at least for dad being like a very social person, I feel like he reinforced the idea of like being social people and like trying to.
Well, he's a social person.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I feel like every parent is going to have some kind of impact on how the kids perceive friendships or interactions and stuff like that.
Like I always, me and my mom always talk like I get a lot of my personality traits, if not all of them, from her. Like everything.
So that's genetic too.
No. That's what I mean. Like that's.
It's genetic. It's a mix of genetic and
just being around
environmental.
Well, I'm thinking factors. Like if you were at like a cookout or something,
your inherent nature is affected by what you experience around you.
No, facts. That's what I mean.
Yeah,
like my parents put that environment. Like my parents put me in that environment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like all the people I was talking about before. Remember when Dad was asking me wanted to do anthropology instead of psychology? Because, for example, all the people back home in the town we're from, there's a certain type of people that are all like that, and it's a fucking lot of them.
Yeah,
it's not. You can't fix that issue by examining it individually and going, well, why is this kid like this? Why is this kid like this? If it's that large of a situation, you need to go and why is this situation, why is the environment, why is the town churning out people like this? Because it's not, at that point, anything to do with the children. As much as you want to scream at them for being fucking inane. Like, it's ridiculous. But, like, it's just a product of their environment, and it's like just systemic toxicity in it.
Yeah,
it's
totally.
Whack. And you can't fix that just doing individual case things.
Yeah.
You need to help people, but like someone else needs to figure out like how you fixed the thing, because then you stop a town, for example, pumping out a bunch of whack crack.
Wouldn't it take some level-headed people to acknowledge something like that?
You have to do a study or something. I'm just saying, if it can be acknowledged and addressed, at least it helps.
Yeah.
You can at that point, at least you can choose to do something about it, whereas before you wouldn't even have the information to go off of.
Mm-hmm.
Hey Rocky, do you have like a card or a card or anything I can use to scoop up?
Thank you. So this rents tray go crazy.
Do it.
It do go crazy though.
It do.
I wish it would be cool if there was a way you could, like, if it was like a portable charger. You know what I mean?
I think.
Apparently, we can visit any state park for free on Saturday.
Wait, what?
You can visit any state park for free on Saturday.
Let's go to fucking.
Red Rock.
No, let's go to
It's Nevada. It's Nevada Public Lands Day.
Oh, it's Nevada. Oh, it's only Nevada.
Then we could go to. Wait, there's gotta be other ones besides Red Rock.
No, they definitely are. Okay, so here we got a statement. For example, visitors can discover the rich history of the Ward charcoal ovens, tour a genuine ghost town at Berlin Ichthyosaur, or...
I could do a ghost town.
Why is it Berlin Ichthyosaur? What, they find a fossil there? Or spend a relaxing after... Yeah, it's got Ichthyosaur in its name. Or spend a relaxing afternoon fishing at Spring Valley.
Sounds fun, but we don't have any polls.
The fee-free day includes Beaver Dam, Berlin Ichthyosaur, Big Bend of the Colorado, Buckland Station, Cathedral Gorge, Cave Lake, Cave Rock, Dayton. Echo Canyon, Elgin Schoolhouse, Fort Churchill, Ice Age Fossils, Kershaw Ryan. These must be a town. Lahontan, Mormon Station, Old Las Vegas, Mormon Fort.
I want to go to
Rye
anything
Patch,
with Mormon in it.
Sand Harbor, South Fork, Spooner Lake in Backcountry, Spring Mountain Ranch, Spring Valley, Valley of Fire, Van Sickle, Walker River, Ward Charcoal Ovens, Washoe Lake,
I think
and
we
Wild
get the
Horse.
point.
I think you need it all.
Nah, bro.
So yeah, no, that sounds like something we'll definitely have to.
Government of Nevada, shout me out for helping you.
I'm huge on doing outdoor stuff. I feel like if I live in a place where that's big, I wouldn't hate to miss that opportunity.
You know, Justin has his own day in Washington now.
Yes,
What?
yes, he told me.
There's a guy we watch on YouTube, and he's also like an editor for a channel we watch. And he got, I can't remember the name, I'm gonna look it up. There's a town in Washington that he got them to give him not only a day in his honor, but the key to this fucking city.
I feel like that'd be a very cool story, and I would use this like my Tinder bio or something like I have the key to a city.
I
know it's beautiful.
I have a day in my honor called Justin Nothing But Lag Day, and it's literally my fucking internet handle.
Yeah, no, that'd be great.
Let's see. I'm not gonna play his audio. It's Kent, Washington. So he has the key to the city, and he has a day in his honor.
I wish I could save that. I did have that.
The Virgin Matt and Ryan buys a star that isn't even theirs. The Chad Justin rightfully earns a key to a city and has a day dedicated to him. He got it because they basically, like, he was talking with their fucking Twitter, and they were like, if you can increase engagement for us, we'll, like, do that. And, like, he got it, like, he got them, like, 5,000 more followers, and a lot of them were from the area.
Yeah.
So, like, it actually helped them, and that's why they did it. And he got, like, a letter from the mayor and all that shit.
For real?
Yeah. And he got the key to the city, and there's a day in his honor now.
That's tough.
Yeah. Because his internet handle is Nothing But Lag, so the day is Justin Nothing But Lag Day. Which is fucking amazing that is now in the books in the United States of America. Like, that literally better be on his fucking tombstone.
Man.
It's not like they're gonna redact that, so that's gonna stay there. And in 100 years from now...
What's the celebration, or is there anything?
It's just because it's because he was able to get them, like, engagement for their Twitter and, like, got
area people. But, like, you know, like Christmas, or you do whatever.
I have no idea. I wouldn't imagine there's not an actual celebration or something, but he'll probably fucking try to make one. Honor. Yeah, it's like a day in the city that technically they all know about is, like, his day now.
That's awesome.
And, like, 100 years from now, people will be like, what the fuck is Justin Nothing But Lag Day? And they're like, I don't know. You want to make something up about it, though? Like, I can see kids doing that.
Turns into, like, a whole cult.
It's a fucking... Yeah, it's a cult, or it becomes a fucking meme.
You guys want to see this video of us?
Maybe.
This was 3 years ago, punking on one of the fucking freshmen when I was a sophomore and shit.
You mean jumping him?
Yeah.
What? Did you ever see the video of...
Wait, what happened?
So this was just a freshman that we were just fucking with.
Did you ever see the video of large glasses man beating up a small dude or annoying dude in my grade in the locker room?
I do not believe so.
The kid was in the grade above me, and the kid that he beat up was in my grade. The kid that we tripped with him, or I did. You were there, but you didn't do it.
Wait, what?
He was at our house for his birthday, or not for his birthday, for
Nathan. If you wouldn't mind,
Jay's birthday.
Days,
I don't really remember.
You're not using. Could I plug it into the monitor?
I'll just slapping the shit out of Billy.
No.
You never saw it?
No.
Oh, it's fucking exquisite.
Oh no, I've never seen that.
He beat the shit out of him. Before crying and fucking yelling at him.
That's great.
We had so do you want to explain locker boxing? You want me to do it?
It's nothing crazy. It was pretty much just like everybody. Two kids would go into the locker room. They would put on hockey helmets and hockey gloves, and they would
like lacrosse helmets.
Yeah, and they would just punch each other.
Like the helmets and the gloves were the excuse to like punch the ever living fuck.
Yeah, so a lot of times if people either had legit disputes, they would locker box it out, or if they were just doing it for fun.
There was a few things that would happen. It would either be essentially a slap fest, or it would be two people actually fighting and then they would get over it, or it would be one dude beating the piss out of someone else.
And usually the excuse to not call it a fight was the locker box.
Yeah, plus like no one was going to say anything because...
That's right. Well, we had fucking...
Then the fighting spilled out.
We had boxing for my football team. Like, we always brought gloves and shit.
This is just random shit. This is just like if you had a problem with someone, you would ask them to do it, or like...
That's a hard one.
Oh, we had those too, but it was like...
like the whole school knows about it.
Oh, really? Bro, my sophomore year, bro, fucking, we had this... It was literally called fight season, because there was like a fight every... Because like fights at my school weren't really that common.
They weren't at ours either. Like it was just that locker boxing shit, and it was either like you said a joke, or like you were challenging someone to some shit, and that was it. And like it stayed there. But by the time I was a senior and he was a junior, like the problem was a lot of kids were coming from out of state that were from like less affluent areas than the town that we're from, and they're mixing in with these fucking impressionable dumbass rich kids.
Yeah.
So now there's actual hood children mixed in with rich kids, mixed in with rich kids trying to act hood, mixed in with the poor kids, mixed in with the poor kids that are already hood. So it just, the fight started ramping up. It was really fucking funny. The first one I remember
no,
was
bro, but we had like a fight every like couple weeks, bro, and it was so crazy.
It's like
it was
now,
big. They were big, bro. There was this one day where it just broke out. There were like 3 fights at 3 different locations, bro.
I was at the mall back home, Carter. Did I ever tell you, dude? I was in the middle of it, but I was just running out. But it was like dead ass. Like, do you remember where the carousel was in the mall? It was around. Imagine the food court in the mall with a carousel in the middle.
Yeah.
60 people, or 50, 60 people all fighting in a fucking circle. The dude that started it had contacts and made his whole eyes look red.
Wow.
And I was like, I knew some shit was gonna happen because there was a whole bunch of people talking back and forth, and all of a sudden it start happening. I was like, what the fuck?
Damn.
I was like 12 years old, and it was like way after the mall was supposed to have been closed too, so it was like fucking ridiculous.
Why was everyone there that late?
I have no idea.
Shit,
It happened all the time. I don't remember. I was buying something late with someone. He was my mom's boyfriend at the time or some shit. Does that wrap it up then, or what do you want to do?
Did you is there anything you specifically wanted to talk about?
I don't got anything now.
Bruh, fucking.
You got something? If you got something,
Dude, yeah, no, I got some
Any
stuff.
crazy stories?
Crazy
We're already
stories.
at
What type of
fucking,
crazy
we're at like 55
Anything. We can
Only?
minutes. Yeah.
we can finish off the next 15 minutes with some solid stories. I feel like that would be a good end.
Okay, some stories. Let's see. Do I have any crazy? Oh, okay. So, it was my first time really going camping, and I went with my homies. Like we went
Where was this at?
It was in it was in NorCal. Like it was in the North Bay. It was.
So what's the environment that camping?
Hella redwoods. Hella redwoods. Like you're literally in the middle of a redwood forest. Like I was underneath hella redwoods.
Still haven't seen one of those.
Yeah,
and then like so we were there. So then like we had a good night. We had hella brews and shit because like my homies had figs and shit. So like this was like last year, like when I went home and shit. Like I forgot when it was exactly. I think it was before I came to Vegas. But like fucking like we were having a good time like that night, and then like we got fucked up about my homie. Like we had like a little like
nice.
We had like a little circle for the joint.
The day's hella nice.
Oh yeah, fucking yeah, we had like a little like pit for the fire, and then like it was a metal. Pit. Yeah, it was a metal thing. It was a metal thing, and then my homie tripped on a fucking tree root because there was hella tree roots around us, and his hand or his I think his arm or his hand got burned because he landed on it or whatever. And then like we were like fuck, like we gotta, so we cleaned it up and we were just like, all right, in the morning like we'll go down to the ranger get it bandaged and shit. So So we go so me and my other homie, we wake up at like 6 or whatever. We go chief in my car, and then fucking we're like, all right, so we should go to the ranger, or no, we should go to the person at the desk, be like, hey, like our friend like got burned and shit, like could we get like a first aid kit? And then the dude there goes, oh sorry, we don't have a first aid kit. You're gonna have to wait for the ranger to come like at like 9 o'clock. So it was like 6:30, and then like he was like, oh at like 9 o'clock come down, the ranger will be here. And then we were like, all right, cool. So we go back up to our like campground. It's like a tall ass hill that you just walk up. And then fucking so like there's hella beer cans, there's hella bottles that are just laying on the floor and shit. Yeah. And we're gonna clean it up. We were really just about to clean it up. And then like 8 o'clock rolls around, bruh. And then we see the ranger walk up. And mind you, shit's still over, like on the floor and shit. So the ranger comes up. And he's like, oh, like, were you guys the guys that needed help? And we were like, yeah. And then we didn't really say anything. But then he was like, oh, you guys do some partying. So there was two of them.
Yeah.
And then he was just like, oh, you guys do some partying last night? And then we were like, yeah. And then he goes, oh, are you guys 21? And then I was like, oh, the ones that were drinking are. And then he's like, oh, the ones that were drinking are, okay. And then, mind you, only 2 of my homies had fakes.
Yep.
So they make us line up and shit. Because obviously they're not just going to let that slide.
Yeah.
And then they're like, all right, how old are all of you guys? And then, so my homies that had the fakes, they said they were 21. And then, like, they probably should have told the truth right off the bat.
Yeah.
Which probably would have worked out better, but, like, we thought we were...
like, usually the cops don't care that much.
Yeah.
They'll just be like, just don't do it again.
Yeah.
My friends did some shit like that before. They got in trouble, and the cops were like, we would have been cool with it because you were just drinking, but then you did some fuck shit.
Yeah. And then, so we, so mind you, one of my homies that has the fake is still 17, so he's still underage at the time, but my other homie's 18. But so they're like, so they see that we had like a 30 rack and like 2 like big ass bottles.
Yeah, because that doesn't add up for 2 people being old enough to drink.
And they were just like, oh, like, so what really went on? Because I know you guys didn't all just drink that, like just
like
all,
you two.
Yeah, and then they were like, yeah, like we got it for them, and they were like, all right, if you just tell us that you got it for them and you just pour it out right here, like we'll just let you off with a warning or whatever. So they poured them out, and then mind you, we were still like lined up and shit. And then they were like, all right, so you're gonna have to text your parents, and we're gonna have to call them. We're all gonna have to call them. So the first thing I do, I go to my favorites. I go to my contacts. I go to my favorites. I delete my mom's name. I delete my dad's name. I delete my grandma's name. I delete everyone's name except my 2 brothers and my 2 cousins.
Mm-hmm.
And then I change my brother's contact name to dad. And then I text my brother. I'm like, hey, I'll tell you more later, but I'm in kind of a sticky situation. If I call you, you're my dad. And then he was just like, okay, I got you. And then thank God the service wasn't good, so like we couldn't even call. So so we got off the hook with that.
Absolutely.
But then they were like all right, so since y'all, and then I hella lied. I was just like, nah, I didn't drink, because all my other homies were like, yeah, we drank, and I was just like, nah, I didn't drink, bro. I didn't drink, because I was just like, I didn't drink.
Fuck,
no, because it was me and my other homie that we were just like, nah, we didn't drink. And then so they were just like, all right, we're gonna let you all off with the hook, like just don't do it again. But then my 2 homies that had the fake, they still thought they were 21, so they went down to question them and scan their IDs and shit. So at that point, they should have been
the park rangers can do that.
Yeah.
Damn.
At that point, they were like, all right,
state park?
I don't remember.
That's probably
at that point, they were just like, here, Carter, you might have to spark it again. Sorry, but I've been holding it. But here, but they were like, all right, so we're gonna have to ask you guys a few questions. So mind you, me and my other homies we were freaking out and shit. No, we couldn't, because our car was down there. like the car was down here with them. There was we couldn't go anywhere. There was literally nowhere to go. But like no, and our homies were still there. Our homies were still there though. And then
imagine you just get up in a redwood and you're just hiding up in the canopy. I'm just saying it'd be fucking funny as fuck. I know it doesn't work like that.
But
if you had some way to do that.
But yeah, I was like, fuck, we're fucked, bro. And then at this point, you'd think my homies were like, all right, sorry, officers, like these are fake IDs, but no, homie,
they're in too deep.
My homie, yeah, he said at that point he was just like panicking too, so he was just like, he gave him the fake, and then fucking they tell him, you're registered to a dead dude. Like the ID was registered to a dead dude.
Jeez. I would imagine that's probably how they would do it a lot.
So at that point, he's fucked, and they find out my other homie's thing is fake. So they confiscate both of them. They both have fucking court dates in the end. Yeah. But at the end of it, since my homie was a minor, he pretty much just got let off. The case was dropped. But my other homie just had to do community service. But yeah, bro, that was many.
That was dope. Also, that ends well.
I never had run-ins with. I mean, I certainly knew.
That was like my only run. That was my only run.
You had your fair share of fuckery for not getting any trouble.
Yes,
at all.
not getting in any trouble with the police. But
the joint.
It's nice, bro.
I mean, one of the only things that was
it's fatty.
I remember it was one of the sketchiest things that happened when we were experimenting with psychedelics.
Don't do drugs, kids. Unless they're board approved or something. I don't know. Don't listen to me.
It was pretty much.
Damn, this place is box.
Yeah.
We went. There's no fire alarm, is there?
It was beeping yesterday.
Like going off?
No. Like the red light was beeping.
I need to take a piss, so I'm gonna open the door anyway.
But yeah,
no, hold it in, bro.
We were tripping on some LSD.
You have to hold it in until this is done.
And pretty much when we all decided that like late at night, like that's when we usually did it around like 9 o'clock at night, so it wore off around like 8 o'clock. So 8 o'clock, 9 in the morning, and I don't for whatever reason we always ended up going outside. I mean, it was just fun because being on the East Coast, there's tons of woods, and that was really fun to go out and do. But it was late at night, and I was with one of my best friends and his sister, and we were all tripping, and me and his sister wanted to go out and walk because we were like, yeah.
Are you guys excited for your trip next weekend?
Yes.
Or this coming weekend, I should say.
And pretty much,
I'm excited.
Like we went down this huge trail that we knew, and it was cool because all the trees had such a hangover that it was like tunnel vision because it went straight down. There was nothing but trees there.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna take all your guys' phones, bro.
I'll be fine, dude. I'll be fine.
It ain't like that.
Yeah.
I'm good.
And yeah, so pretty much.
Plus, I ain't got anyone I'm worried about texting.
We happened to be on the trail end when we walked through this path of these kids that we knew who were really drunk coming home from a party, and while we were experiencing a nice trip and stuff like that, having a good time, these kids are drunk and like breaking stuff. So as we're walking through the forest, they're on the same pathway, and somehow they ended up fucking like right in front. It's almost like if someone was walking like maybe 20 feet 30 feet in front of you, not that close clearly, but like enough where you were like pretty much behind them.
Yeah.
And so slowly we were going through the same path that they happened to take, and we ended up on a residential road going back towards his house. And what happened was pretty much we went through the trail, and then the kids went through the trail, so they were behind us for a little bit. But my friend Eric finally came outside because he didn't want to go outside at first, and he had his flashlight on, and I think they thought he was like the police or something. So they just started booking it down the trail, because when we were going through the second time, we found like a pair of shoes and like a hat, and we were like really confused, like what is going on, like and we're under the influence of psychedelics, so we're like what the fuck, yeah, like this is so weird. and we ended up going through the residential area, and like there's like people's side mirrors are broken, and there's like mailboxes uprooted and like in the road, and one of them was in the pond, and we decided that we were gonna go in and get it. And as we were going in and grabbing it, someone saw us, and they thought that we were the ones fucking around and destroying stuff. So like not too long later, did we see some cops like roaming around the streets. So it was really weird. It was a very like strange night.
I bet. No, but dude, okay, so there was this one day. So my sophomore year, the first semester. So my auntie was my principal, and that was her first semester as principal. And then so it was called fight season because there was just so many fights that happened that semester. And one day there was like 3 fights in one day at 3 different locations. So there was one at like right in front of the school, and then there was one at like the park down the street from the school, and then there was one at the bus station that everyone goes to like a couple miles down the road from school. Like it was fucking crazy, bro. And all of them were like different for different reasons, you know. It was just different beefs, and that day everyone was just like, you know, we're going at it. I remember.
It's going down for real. I already made that joke. Exactly. Someone knew it was up.
That and Get Low.
Get low.
You know, our body like a cyclone. Remember that one?
I do. No, I wanna know.
Does that wrap it up?
Yeah.
I think so.
I think that about does it. So, we'll hopefully have another one next week.
Damn, bro, you just dropped in the match.
No. Look at it vacuum. I ain't the only one either.
You're the only one of white, cut.
You did it too.
It's my carpet. Or rug.
I got a vacuum.
But it's still there, and it's still gonna stay there.
I can get Ash out of stuff, dude. This ain't my first rodeo.
You clean my whole rug.
You won't.
Dude, we need a power washer, bro.
Here you go, dude. No, you just bang the rug out.
No, bro, there's hell no.
Do the fucking old-fashioned way. Alright, hopefully we'll have another one next week. Bye.